Stan give you their laptop? No, he's going in. Jesse's going to go in and show you. But Noah's also going to go in. He just has to see how to do it. A little bit. I'm going to go there for you. But he's going in with you to see how. And she'll show you how to do it. She'll do it a little bit. It's not that tough. But because we're live streaming this, I want the box score live. Where do you, oh, forgot my sheet.
You got two, you got a minute and 13. Yeah, same material. I guess recycle how's the angle up there? Yeah. Can you catch anything over here?
Watch you guys inside. How was it?
Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to the Ball Hockey International Spring Teaser Ball Hockey Tournament. Matthew Carrick alongside Chad Osseltine and the rest of our JVI Sports Network crew. First game that we're going to broadcast this afternoon. They've been going all day, but the Punishers will run right to left. They're in the black and white uniforms, and the double blue uniforms are the Dunnville Roadrunners. And Chad, it's been a full couple days here so far.
Yeah, it's been great. We started up last night. This is our first tournament of the All-Ontario Cup for this year, 2015. And we're going to watch some intermediate teams play here.
Right away, Landon Miner gets a shot in on the Punishers goaltender. Greg Cerniak getting the start here. And on the other side, Easton Hoover in net for the Roadrunners. That ball goes behind his net, taken out by his defenders, though, right in front of the crease. And here come the Roadrunners back the other way. Tie up there, Landon Miner. His backhand pass goes high on the chain link here. And stolen away by the Punishers. Working up the near boards. Coming out with it, Darian Gilbert. They're going to get it through, and I believe that goes off the crossbar there for the Punishers.
Yeah, it's a big shot for Mike Martin. They're going to want to set him up in the slot all day long.
And with the barrage of pucks coming in there on Easton Hoover, he does the smart thing and covers up with the blocker.
Pucks or balls?
Whatever.
Yeah, so that's a play we're going to see from the Punishers a lot. They're going to try and spread out the floor, and they're going to open up for that one-timer. They have some big shots coming through the middle, and they're going to try and force them laterally when they enter the zone.
Face off here to the right of Hoover. Looked like he may have come out over the red line. Official allows play to continue as it goes into the corner here. And stolen away by the Roadrunners, though. Straight up the middle, the backhand attempt right in on net. Pardon me, Austin Golding on what turned into a breakaway as the Punishers come back the other way. Couple more shots as the ball now to the far side. Brian Zogla. Dumps it in as it goes back in behind the net. Tyler Bowman there to help out as Zolga back to the point, and the shot goes in well wide, goes into the corner here. Roadrunners chase it down, and it looks like they're going to break out. Starting on the near side, coming right in front of us here. And with the offside call, the Roadrunners have to touch up, and that allows the Punishers to bear back down on Hoover again. Ball stolen away in the corner, though. One more time from Chad Springer, and his outside shot goes high, and we've got another stoppage on the floor.
So for those of you who are new to ball hockey, what we have here for the offsides is floating blue line. So once you've gained the blue line, the team actually has the offensive zone all the way back to the red line. So you're going to see the guys try and gain that zone, spread out the offensive zone from there. Now to clear it, you're clearing defensively to the red line.
Quick shot off the draw from Landon Miner. Making the save was Cerniak. And Miner comes away with the loose ball again. Stolen by Dylan O'Neill as he works in on net, and nice job by Cerniak to cover that one up with a couple Roadrunners right on the crease. Day number 2 of the 3-day spring teaser tournament here, and another quick opportunity off the draw. This one, Jeff May taking the draw and then rifling it around. It circled the entire boards before going back down in behind the net. And May is going to get it back. May puts the brakes on, and they called for the shot. There was a man open on the crease looking for him instead, and this one is going to get out and over the line. So the fence does go to touch up, as Chad alluded to earlier. And shot from way outside. Bounces in, does get down low, and nice job working on the boards there from Dylan O'Neill. Creates a chance back the other way, climbing the ladder. Nice job, Landon Miner. Can't quite get it in on net, so it goes back to the defenders. All open. May tries to go short side, and the blocker there of Cerniak gets down to make the save. Here come the Punishers again. They just dump it into the zone so they can start a line change. And the Roadrunners intercept. Some nifty passing here before it ends up on the stick of Graham Campbell. His shot off the blocker of Hoover and up into the screen.
So Graham's another player we're going to watch for the Punishers. He also has a very heavy shot, so he can score from anywhere on this floor, especially you crossing that red line. Look for him to wind up.
Another face-off here to the right of Easton Hoover. And it looks like the Punishers are going to come away with it, but Tyler Springer looking to bring it out. He was mugged there by a couple players, and officials call that a slip. No sliding here under the ball hockey rules as the Punishers take over in the corner. Puck is lifted to the near side. Brian Zolga comes all the way back to the point. John Rodney returns it in behind the net. Damon Lamont is just going to dump the ball all the way down and then chase it himself. Actually, the first man there. Pretty good battle in along the boards with Zolga. Here's another shot. They had a man open on the crease, but Tyler Springer unable to get the stick on it, and they go back the other way. Here is Campbell. Campbell looked far side, and a 3-on-2 rush developing here for Dunnville. And just a half step offside, looked like got the line there as the official stops play.
Yeah, he's looking for really a patented play in ball hockey, especially at a higher level. You just gain the zone, put it back to guys coming hard from the neutral zone. So just there, he just didn't actually gain the blue line before he dropped it back.
4:56 remains halfway through the opening period here, as the Punishers bring it out over. Now they bring it out over center, but it's returned back. Darian Gilbert back to battle for it again, and Gilbert does get on the ball. And is cleared over center. Tyler Bowman still giving chase as goes in behind Hoover. Now the Roadrunners will set up their attack. Played off the boards, and a quick shot. Landed Minor again. And we've got another player falling there on the face-off circle just as the Punishers take it out. Clearing the blue line here. Here's Minor again, the drop pass in the shot. Nice job coming out by Cerniak off the stick of Chad Springer.
So that's a nice setup. Essentially, you're going to want to create odd man scenarios in the offensive zone. So there we saw a nice 3-on-2 becoming a 2-on-1, isolating that defender and getting the nice shot from the slot.
A lot of similarities to the game you would normally see on the frozen surface. Of course, less contact, no contact actually here in ball hockey, and a few other things we'll get to as this game and the day progresses. First game of 5 that we'll be bringing you here on the JVI Sports Network in association with Ball Hockey International as the Roadrunners come in again. Johnny Mundin on the near side, straight from center ice, and that one's going to go through.
That's Mike Martin. That's that shot we were talking about.
And straight from center floor. Goes in on Hoover, and not sure if he wasn't ready or perhaps screen. We'll get another look here on the replay.
While there's a lot of transferability between ball hockey and ice hockey, and a lot of these guys, actually Dunnville Roadrunners, are pretty much played junior altogether ice hockey. The ball does have a lot more movement on these goalies than the puck does.
Over in the clubhouse, a lot of the goaltenders discussing a lot, some of the vision, of course the blue floor here, and amongst other things. And that was one of them, what they see in the ice game and what they see here on the floor as well. Some goaltenders actually having 2 completely different sets of equipment for ball and ice hockey.
Especially at this level of competition, most of those goaltenders do have completely separate equipment.
Is there a difference in the equipment or just?
Yeah, there's a difference in the weight, also sort of the rebound control that you're going to get depending on the texture. There are companies, especially out of Europe, who have really begun selling ball hockey specific goaltending equipment that a lot of the guys are starting to buy themselves and bring over.
2:47 to go. We've got another stoppage of play down in the Roadrunner offensive zone. Just 1-0 the score off the outside shot. Mike Martin scoring from the red line. And you alluded to the European game. Another thing guys were talking about, players actually making their way to countries like Switzerland and the like in Europe for full-time ball hockey work.
Yeah, ball hockey is definitely a sport that just continues to grow. And it really just doesn't have the barriers that ice hockey has for many people within the country.
Dylan O'Neill takes the shot in front of the Punisher bench, and it's held on by Greg Cerniak, so he'll prep for the face-off to his right one more time. Stepping in his minor, and it's going to be Martin, the goal scorer, taking that away. Martin trying to spring Shane Smith now on the far side. It comes back to Martin. He was looking over for Graham Campbell, and they couldn't connect, so it was stolen away. Now the Punishers will get it back at the blue line. John Rodney here, the captain, trying to start things off, but the red bucket there of Austin Golding coming down the left wing side, lets the shot go and held on to by Cerniak. Another face-off in the same spot, won by Minor, and then unable to get the stick on it. Drawing it from front is Tyler Springer. They've got Cerniak down and trying to go top shelf. They go way top shelf up into the screen.
Yeah, he was at a tough angle there. He knew he had to go short side high, and he went high. We've all been there.
Face-off one. Another one here by Minor as it goes all the way down the floor. And tied up here in the neutral zone. Rodney attempted the pass through to Shane Smith. Roadrunner player gets there first and then overruns the ball as it gets hung up at the line. So here comes Smith again. Spins around his man out in front, and Campbell got tied up in the stick and fell to the floor. That allows the ball to get down the length and then hammered around the boards. They've got a player in front, a nifty little move there. Austin Golding in on the crease. Didn't get the shot on net, was able to still take it into the corner though. Play kept alive by Tyler Springer. Back for Minor. Springer again in the slot. Shot there, and Cerniak going down to cover up. And then a bit of emotion as Golding gets a little too close to the goalie.
Yeah, Cerniak is playing really well. He's having some nice rebound control here. That was a tough shot right from the slot, and he was able to just eat it up.
We're in the final minute of play here in the opening period. 53.7 on the clock as they come this time to the left of Cerniak. And the face-off win scoots just in front of him. Backhand attempt there, that one. Corralled by Mike Martin. Lifted back into the corner here, and we'll see if there's time for one more attempt. Munden gets it up for Campbell. His shot off a stick, and the Roadrunners get it in front. Trying to lead the breakaway attempt there. Chad Springer. Cerniak sees that develop and smothers it one more time. 26.3 now remain in the opening period.
And the reason that Cerniak did freeze that, because some people might be asking why didn't he let it go for icing, is icing here is actually back blue line. So in that case, it would have been a good play. They would have had zone. It would not have been an ice.
Battle here for the faceoff. Looks like the Roadrunners are going to control as they look for the final play here. Stolen away by the Punishers, though. They've got 12 seconds to make something happen as they gain the zone over the blue line. Kept in here, a backhand shot. Tyler Bowman is right there on the crease, as is Brian Zolga, and they get it back in front. But the glove of Evan Huckalo brings it down onto the floor, and that takes us to the end of the first period. A 1-0 score in favor of the Punishers off the outside goal from Mike Martin.
That's what the Punishers are going to provide you. They're going to provide that opportune goal, the big shot. That's the game that they're looking for. What you're going to find with the Roadrunners is much more of an offensive possession game. They're going to cycle in the offensive zone, wear that defensive team down, and look for those odd man advantages. They're contrasting styles of play, but both fun to watch.
And if you missed it, the goal from Mike Martin, here it is. Started deep in the Punisher zone, and there's one of the differences between ice and ball hockey. Not going to see much scored in the higher hockey levels from center ice.
No. It is a bit of a shrunken neutral zone, though, so it's not quite as far out there. But you also are going to see a nasty curve where it could go a good 4 feet from where it started on these goalies.
So Mike Martin puts the Punishers ahead 1-0. We start the second period with the Punishers now running left to right, and immediately they bear down on Easton Hoover. And still tied up on the crease. And with Darian Gilbert hovering right tight, Hoover covers up.
So I'll help you out there. It's Keith Dale not wearing a number. Keith Dale had the opportunity there down the side. He's definitely got some good wheels, and he's got some finish to that stick.
Next time you call it a spring teaser, can you bring some spring weather in here, Chad?
It's a teaser.
Okay, got it. Definitely a little bit chilly here on the grounds today. The snow's still outside as well. But we're ready for spring.
We are. Once the nice weather comes, then these walls get opened up, and then we're going to have the nice breeze on us, so that'll be good.
All right, I'll come back then. Landon Miner winning the face-off, as he's done a number of times through that first period. The Punishers will dump it all the way down the floor, though, and that does go for an icing. So they'll do it again to the left of Cerniak. Miner and Zolga again. Miner lifts it all the way down to center floor. And Keith Dale. We get a slashing call as Dale shakes out the left hand.
He seemed to agree with the call. He asked for it as it was being called.
And the Roadrunners player, Tanner McGowan, makes his way to the box. Our first minor penalty of the game and the first power play.
That was a nice little play again by the defense, from the defender there. Just putting a nice little lob in and letting his fast winger run under it to try and get an offensive chance.
Power play comes just 43 seconds into the period, rather. And Mike Martin winning the face-off. It comes back to the line. There's a huge shot again from outside on Hoover. And I believe that's Zolga from the top point.
That's great rebound control. Nothing loose there. Freeze it. Give your team another chance.
Martin back in again. He kicks it right in front of us this time. And Punishers had it at the line. Here it comes again. Shane Smith on the near side. He's in a battle for it, and he's going to poke it ahead into the corner. Tried to backhand it out in front, but nice block there by Austin Golding. And that allows the Roadrunners to dump it down. 1:26 to go in the power play. Playing it off the chain link and back down the floor, Dane Phillips. For the Roadrunners, Tyler Springer will go forecheck now. Applies some pressure. It's returned for Smith. Shane Smith of the Punishers on the near boards. Brings it back out. In line with the dot. Stolen by the Punishers. Kept in at the line, though. And Martin trying to let that shot go. Had a bit of an around the world added to it as Zolga.
He had Campbell wide open there, back door.
They collide on the near boards. Ball returned to the far side. Martin again, that outside shot. This time coming from the blue line. And this time on the power play, 30 seconds remaining in it, 7:54 on the clock. Make it 2-0 for the Punishers.
Again, he creeps into that open spot.
And here it is, Mike Martin. Much like the first one, just a little bit closer.
So watch how he opens up, gets in that open spot, and just lets her go.
So power play goal. Martin has both goals in the game, both of them obviously for the Punishers, as the Roadrunners will try shooting from the outside now as Chad Springer has his shot tipped off a stick. And we'll go back to the right of Cerniak here. Martin back to the face-off dot, against Damon Lamont. And it's dumped the length of the floor in behind Hoover. We go to the open man in the corner, and Punishers applying all kinds of defensive zone pressure here. Rushing in off the wing, taking the shot, Evan Huckalo. Stolen by Martin, the same shot again. This time it goes into the breadbasket of Hoover before it's worked up the floor. Here are the Roadrunners behind the back. Goes from Huckalo, ends up in on Cerniak, and plays stopped here. They'll bring the face off outside the blue line. And Minor. Looks like him and Zolga are going to go for the face off. Punishers will get possession, kicked ahead by Zolga. Over to the left wing side for Bowman. Bowman and Zolga. Zolga working in the corner, Minor's on him. Zolga plays it back for Bowman now. Coming out in front was Zolga. And Zolga falls, sliding through the crease, takes out Hoover as well. Roadrunners do pick it up. And right in front of the crease, back the other way, Cerniak. Stolen by Darian Gilbert. Roadrunners get it back in the neutral zone again. Golding. Bears down on Cerniak. It goes out into the corner. As Bowman's going to chase it down. Roadrunners get there first, and Dan Satachi. Satachi will work on the near boards. Comes back out in front, past Cerniak. Goes into the corner for Golding. Not able to keep it in were the Punishers. So the Roadrunners will start again. Here's Minor. Banks it off the boards. Looked like he was going for open space there up the middle and couldn't handle the return pass. Minor to the far side now, his backhand pass, nobody home. So Tanner McGowan has to go back in front of Hoover. The Punishers take the opportunity to change. Here's Bowman looking top shelf, and that one just high. And Graham Campbell to take over. Mike Minor again. This time they get in front of that shot. And speaking of getting in front of the shot, Tyler Bowman takes it. And Bowman's going to go for a change here as the Roadrunners looking to get their offense going. That shot blocked in front and then off the side of the goal. Comes back in front, trying the backhand now. Shane Smith in front. He was stopped twice there by Hoover. From the outside, Austin Golding. Looked like Cerniak had it. The official allows play to continue before it's dumped the length of the floor, and the icing call back the other way. And Cerniak going to have a conversation with the official here as he thought he had that one smothered. Look at Tanner McGowan as he heads off for the Dunnville Roadrunners. 4:38 to go in the period. Still 2-0 in favor of the Punishers. both from Mike Miner, both on shots like that, as this one's Dane Phillips. Phillips collides with his man, and then Graham Campbell gives Phillips a bit of a shot, and sprinting off the floor is Hoover for the extra attacker. Hoover tried to hop over the boards and landed on the ground. As here's Phillips, and Shane Smith will touch up, and it'll go for a roughing call against Graham Campbell.
I think Hoover just wanted to show how into this game he is.
Starsky and Hutch styles, trying to go over the hood of the car. That was nice. So Campbell will go off here as he was tied up with a player in front of the net. And the Roadrunners, 4:07 left. So
it's a big power play for them, obviously, coming into the last half of the second period.
So half of this period will be a power play. If no goal is scored, the Roadrunners will set up. It comes outside the blue line. Down low again, Miner walked into the circle. And that one bounced off a defender in front. Miner again. They come back to the point, and that one goes through Evan Huckalo from the blue line.
Yeah, Huckalo's a very talented player on this team. He's got hands, he's got a shot, and he can play forward or play D. So they've been using him on defense so far at the start of this tournament, and seems to be working well there with the point shot.
That makes it 2-1, and it comes just 20 seconds into the power play. And from our vantage point, keep your eye on Cerniak here. Looks like he guessed one side, and it went the other.
Just went to challenge, and he caught him short side.
You can really see the English on that ball from that look there.
Yeah, it's got a curve. And a lot of these guys know how to use the curve.
Battle in along the boards. Looks like it's going to be won by the Roadrunners. And it'll be Chad Springer. And his shot ends up in the glove of Cerniak. So on the left of him becomes another face-off. 3:27 to go in the second period. Miner and Zolga square off again, and Miner getting the better of that exchange as it's stolen off the wall and taken out into the center by Austin Golding. Return to the near wing, all alone on the far side. There's a shot and a nice toe save from Hoover. As the Punishers were working down the far side. Here's Zolga in front. Miner goes to play on him as they renew their battle. It's been going all game long. Zolga just going to lift it down, and that hits up into the rafters here. And causes a stoppage in play. 2:54 to go now in the second.
Well, you can see that the Punishers are really getting those fast break opportunities. Roadrunners are a very quick team. They cycle very well, but sometimes that does open up the opportunity for the fast break going the other way.
Here comes Keith Dale again down the wing, steps into a shot. And Mike Martin looking hat trick. He had Dale in front.
Great control on that rebound there.
And Martin in front of us will step in for the Punishers for the face-off.
First I heard was left. That's all I heard. Yeah.
Roadrunners will play it up and around the boards as Dan Satachi. Satachi breaks through two defenders and then through the legs of Sterniak. We're all tied up, 2:26 to play here in the second period, and that one's brought the Dunnville Roadrunners bench to life. And here's another look. An individual effort, Dan Satachi. One fake and then beats two other defenders as we've got ourselves a tie game. Satachi, the goal scorer, ends up with it again, tries the same move, and Mike Martin all over that as he goes around Keith Dale. Martin is going to leave it for Dale now. Dale dancing around the near side right at the circle. And it's off the stick. The Roadrunner player, and you can see that goal by Satachi, the life it brought to their bench, their celebration, and they've begun stepping up the offensive pressure as well. All punishers early on in this game, and now momentum of the Roadrunners going back the other way. Working in with it is Huckalo. He had the first one. Huckalo chases into the corner. Here goes Huckalo on the half boards, and Satachi again stepping into a hard shot. Sterniak turns that one aside. Satachi. Half boards in front. Satachi rather was down on the crease. And faking the shot, a hard pass to him right with the open side. And just like that, 3-2 Roadrunners lead now.
That's what you're going to find. The Roadrunners are a running team. They're just going to keep running, keep cycling you in the offensive zone and look for those odd man opportunities. Although everyone knows to watch Satachi, yeah, he still finds his way to that open spot. That's what the good players do.
So two nifty goals within about a minute and a half of each other, both from Satachi, as Shane Smith tries to get it in on net for the Punishers, and the defense of the Roadrunners now keeping things alive. Zolga off the wall, goes back for Campbell. Zolga streaking through the center, and then a jumping dive stab at that ball in the air. Hoover.
So I guess the boards were just a practice for him earlier.
There's Zolga and Miner again. Miner winning the face-off.
Oh, good effort there.
That was Darian Gilbert climbing the ladder, not able to corral it. So now Gilbert losing a battle there to Tyler Springer. They had Miner in front. Couldn't get it through, so Springer back in the corner. Miner again, he leaves. And the around the world shot on the crease again for Springer. And that one goes wide. Miner trying to get it up to the point. Stolen away here by Shane Smith as he works down the near wing. Knocked off the ball there, Tanner McGowan. We'll take it back. Tyler Springer. Slowing things down a bit here as the period is about to expire, and now the siren goes. And it's a huge one for the Roadrunners, 3 goals, as they've got a 1-goal lead here.
3 goals in the last 4 minutes of that period, really. We were talking that them getting 1 coming out of that period was going to be something to try and change this game around, but not only 1, they came back with 3 to take the lead.
It started on the power play with Satachi, a nice move to get through the defense.
And find Huckalo with that big shot. And those two are two who played together for years. They've got that sixth sense on the floor with one another.
Yeah, the first goal was Huckalo from the outside, and then Satachi with back-to-back ones within a minute and a half. And here's the second one, as all eyes are on the far side, and the cutter coming through the middle. They look him off, go to Satachi, and he's wide open.
Yeah, he definitely has that down pat. I can tell you, as a defender who's played against him, he gives you that little lull. You think he's gone high, and then all of a sudden he's open back door.
So the teams switch ends for the final time as we put 10 minutes back up on the board. Again, 3-2 in favor of the Dunnville Roadrunners after a huge final 4 minutes of that second. And the Roadrunners again controlling the draw. It's worked up through the neutral zone quickly by Dunnville. And from the outside, Sterniak way out of the crease. Cut down the angle. And he catches the shot of Dylan O'Neill. Few minor changes there for both sides before the face-off, and pressure applied by Campbell. Graham Campbell forces the Roadrunners to touch up. And it looked like they were going to steal it back, though, before Evan Huckalo overran it. Backhand pass off the line as the Punishers take it back, and with Graham Campbell in front, the shot from outside again. Off the stick of Mark Sexsmith, I believe.
It was Curtis Dale, actually, who had that shot.
And here's another look at it as another outside shot. All 3 goals coming on these big shots from the neutral zone.
Looks like Campbell was able to get a good screen just in front as he crossed the vision there of the goaltender.
And coming back the other way, there's a quick one for Jeff May. And it goes up into the screening, though, maybe off the stick of the defender. No, they're going to say it goes straight as the faceoff will come outside the zone.
As compared to a puck, a ball can really take off on you if you're going short side high.
Seen it a few times. There's shot looking glove side. And that one just wide before it's whacked down the floor. And Captain John Rodney sending it on its way. Here's Martin. As the ball returned by the Roadrunners, that one didn't miss by much. A point shot from the Roadrunners. Mike Martin intercepting that pass. Why not? He scored a couple times from the neutral zone. Why not try from your own offensive zone?
I think his guys were wanting him to take one step, though, to make sure it wasn't an ice.
Here comes Satachi again. Tried to center it back, but Curtis Dale dropped low to get in the passing lane.
Don't look at that ball if he's coming down on you one-on-one.
Satachi trying to clear it again. Mike Martin steals. And Martin is going to get it around the defender. Hoover misplays it and still alive for the Roadrunners. But nice job racing in by Darian Gilbert. And his shot just sails wide.
This is a big game for both of these teams. The Punishers had a tough game last night. They ended up losing 5-2 to Somersby. And this morning, the Roadrunners were able to win 5-0 versus Throwbacks. Top 3 teams will make it on to the playoff round, but each team in this intermediate division will be playing 4 round-robin games.
Here's a shot streaking in the near side. It comes from Austin Golding. And this results in a brief tie-up in the corner. Golding back to play for it. His backhand pass in behind the net. Mike Werner after it. Keith Dale of the Punishers works out, and he slips there as he just crossed the blue line. Gets into the corner for Tanner McGowan. McGowan can't clear, so the Punishers get it back in on Hoover. Mike Martin trying to play it off the wall around the Roadrunner defense. Ends up coming back here. Tyler Springer goes around back behind the net. And a nice job back checking there by Dale. And Dale gets rubbed into the boards in front of us and returns with a big slash on the legs. Pretty upset with Damon Lamont there, as that one ended up in our laps.
Yeah, he felt there was a little bit of a two-hander there on him. I think Keith was okay with the shoulder-to-shoulder play, with them both going for the ball. He just didn't like the extra, so he gave it back.
6:57 to go, still tied at 3, and we'll get a quick look here before they restart play, and here they come. Yeah, Dale, you can see he thought there was a bit of a shove there. And what we didn't see on that replay was the return shot that he gave back the other way.
They both got their money's worth on that one.
Comes Graham Campbell off the faceoff. Stolen by the Roadrunners, though. They get a quick shot attempt from Golding. And the Roadrunners will chase it down. Here it comes from the near side. Chad Springer, that one off the stick of Zolga. And it goes up into the screening, so we'll have another face-off on the near side.
Good defensive pressure there by Zolga. Closing in on that shot.
Quick defensive change for the Punishers, and face-off kicked ahead by Zolga. And quickly into the boards. The Roadrunners still forechecking. Zolga gets a stick on it, though. His backhander only got to center before the Roadrunners brought it back in. And down the far side, Curtis Dale. The Roadrunner defender slipped there. Zolga's going to try his hand at the long bomb shot. But it goes wide. We approach 6 minutes to play here. Those were offsetting penalties as there's nothing up on the board. We remain 5-on-5. Strength on the floor. Nice pass through the legs of the defense. Sterniak goes for the poke check, and that's enough to sail it up into the screen.
That's a good opportunity. Nifty
there.
little pass there getting between his legs.
Chad Springer. That opportunity, and here's another look. Pretty little play.
Good aggression by Sterniak here.
See Graham Campbell hustling to get back, and Sterniak comes out with the poke check, sails it up into the screen. Shot there from Satachi. Shane Smith got a stick on it. It looked like it fooled Sterniak a little bit. Satachi gets around the poke check, and then it was rolling through. Not sure who that was on the line. Perhaps Curtis Dale that just got the stick down. Here is Curtis Dale.
The ball looked like it had some English on that.
In behind his own net. Pressure came from two Roadrunner players as they both head to the net now. And Zolga, off the shot attempt, chases down the loose ball. That ball takes a funny hop off the fence here. Stays in play, but the Roadrunners chase down. Here's Satachi. Gets it for his line mate, Mike Werner. And Werner's pass off a stick, and they tie up in the neutral zone. Falling there was Darian Gilbert. And the Roadrunners just offside, as coming in a step early was Evan Huckalo. Huckalo and Tyler Springer trying to set up the play. And quick, we're going to go back the other way and check out this save from Springer. Ball was loose, and it's on the line, taken away by the defense.
It's a big play.
While we were watching that, the Punishers take a shot from their defensive blue line, which sailed high up into the screen. So face-off comes back. 4:42 to play here in the third period. A 3-3 score. As shot here, a nice little deke that comes from Tyler Springer. He works in on Sterniak, and he's got to cover up.
It's a good job by Sterniak to hug that short side.
Mike Martin wins the face-off. Did a nice little couple moves to get around a few defenders, and there's the outside shot that comes off the takeaway out of the box. Keith Dale, his 2 minutes are up. Working it over there, Tyler Bowman, his shot right in on Hoover. Three Punishers all alone in front. And they've got to work back. All the way down into the Punisher zone. Mike Martin goes after it now, as does Bowman. Played into the neutral zone. Roadrunners control. They're trying to release Tyler Springer. And they can't do that as Darian Gilbert was there. Punishers are going to take the opportunity to make a change, as will the Roadrunners. That one all the way down the floor for an icing, though. And 3:41 to play. Still knotted up at 3. To the left of Hoover here. The Punishers will send Mike Martin to the dot. And it's going to be Landon Miner, though, winning the draw, and Roadrunners unable to get it out as Darian Gilbert with his stick on that. Miner spins away. He's got Martin on him. Miner spins. Miner, rather, and nice save there by Cerniak as he had Dylan O'Neill on the doorstep.
Miner's face-off ability is really playing a role in this game today. He's got to be up there at about 75% on these draws.
He'll do it again, and he'll win it again as he faced Martin. Landon Miner goes around Martin, and falling in front there was Curtis Dale. They work again. Cerniak down, keeps it away, and the ball rolls harmlessly into the corner. In behind the net. Dylan O'Neill, forechecker there. Now Huckalo comes in. Darian Gilbert's back for the Punishers. As it goes on the boards here. They return it back for Chad Springer. Into the slot, O'Neill turns and fires. It goes behind the net. Springer again. Pardon me, Huckalo as it gets away from Miner. Up for Dan Kyle. Kyle's going to dump it deep, and the Punishers will change. 2:22 on the clock. There's Mike Martin. Backhand move to get away from one defender. Can't get around Landon Miner, though. So the Roadrunners come in. Just able to keep the toe on the correct side of the line was the Roadrunners player as he walked in. It was Dane Phillips. And they played into the corner. The Punishers on the counterattack now. Zolga gets a step on Huckalo. They collide in the corner. Zolga again. Now he's going to ring it around the boards. It's down deep. Minute 40 to play. As Zolga gets it back to the right of Hoover. His centering pass intercepted by Miner. 3-on-2 developing for the Roadrunners. And Satachi can't hang on. Satachi shot just wide. They had a man on the crease as well. And the second shot goes off the backboards straight to Graham Campbell. Punishers on the attack here. Minute 15 to go. Here's Zolga. He steps into a shot. That one misses to the left of Hoover. Pace picking up here as we approach the final 60 seconds of regulation. Into the corner. Comes off the boards. Here's Satachi. Satachi steps into a shot. That one off the leg of Zolga. And Zolga colliding in the corner with Holding. Golding lifts it out in the defense. Touches up. 48 seconds in the third period. Satachi puts the brakes on. Stick handling nicely here. Gets around the defender. Holding the shot. And Austin Golding from outside gets it off the stick of Curtis Dale up into the rafters, and it's turned into quite the exciting final minute here.
Yeah, it has. They actually had caught the Punishers in a line change there. So Zolga was actually out there for probably a minute and a half longer than he wanted to be.
39 seconds. Once this puck is dropped, it's one straight back into quick shots. Cerniak came all the way out. And now Curtis Dale involved in a battle with Jeff May on the half boards. Here's Darian Gilbert. He gets it up and lifted down the floor by Graham Campbell. 20 seconds to play here. On the near side, Golding. Satachi. Satachi lifts it over the defender all alone on the near side. The shot and the goal! 11.8 on the clock as Satachi gets the hat trick and the lead for the Roadrunners.
That is a big goal because these round robin games finish in the tie, so they get a single point out of that. So we have a big 11.8 seconds left here for the Punishers to try and get back tied to get that valuable point.
And you can see the deflation on the Punisher side as elation on the other side for the Roadrunners.
This is Satachi's game. He's going to use a speed game.
And he has come alive here. I believe the Punishers have called timeout. It's 11.8 on the clock. Down 2-0 after the first.
That's a big goal. You give Satachi a little bit of space, him coming down that right wing. And we saw him, he just little flip with the ball over the defender's stick, used his speed, and went far side low. It's, that tough spot for the goaltender.
Not much that Cerniak could do there. He did everything he could in the third period to stop it from happening, but Satachi just has done everything here since the 4-minute mark of the second period. And there it is again, walking off the right wing boards and all alone, Satachi. 3 goals, all of them in beautiful fashion. Roadrunners win, and this is an interesting call here. It looked like one official signaled icing and the other official said no, so they're going to move the faceoff back to center as there's 7.3 on the clock. It's won by the Punishers. Goes in for Campbell. There's a collision, and then it's going to be dumped, and after the collision we got another chop, and now we've got a couple fists swinging down there in the corner. Graham Campbell, Austin Golding, the main event there. We'll have to see if we've got another look at that. Don't go anywhere yet, folks, as this one's not over. The final score is in the books. It will go 4-3 as a win.
So 2 competitive
for the Dunnville
players
Roadrunners. And this is how this one finishes, right at the horn. Holding gets a return bump. And then we missed a couple chops, but catch the swings.
Smart by the Roadrunners player. Get in there, get your teammate out of that. You've got more games to play in the tournament.
They've got just outside of 3.5 minutes on the board before our next game. We'll have it for you on the JVI Sports Network as our continuing coverage of the spring teaser hosted by Ball Hockey International continues.